Alright, good morning YouTube! Today it's time for another episode of Dad Tips! Today we are installing a Moen 3/4 horsepower EX75c garbage disposal. Yesterday I noticed that my sink drain was leaking. I inspected where it was leaking from and I actually found two leaks. It was leaking from the down tube on the right hand side, and the garbage disposal was also leaking. It was corroded and it was leaking from the pipe that comes out of the garbage disposal. So today we are installing a Moen EX75c 3/4 horsepower garbage disposal. As luck would have it, most garbage disposals connect the same way. So if you're lucky, you're able to just keep the same drain assembly bolted onto the bottom of the sink. It's usually going to look like this. It's sandwiched together on the bottom of the actual sink. Then you got a lock ring that clamps on and it turns into place and it locks the garbage disposal at the bottom of the sink. So if you're fortunate, most of the time it's universal between the different manufacturers that it's going to stick together and you're going to be able to reuse the existing drain assembly and just pop in a new garbage disposal with the new lock ring and you're good to go. So we're going to go ahead, we're going to get started. All right. Okay, first up, obviously, if you don't know what you're doing, you're going to read the book. This isn't exactly rocket science. It's pretty easy stuff. So we're going to take the garbage disposal out of the box. Got this elbow here. Got a little locking collar on it, and it's got a rubber O-ring. So you just slide the locking collar onto the elbow and keep the rubber O-ring up here. So then it's going to fit into this recessed area, and then you've got two bolts that go on here and here. And so you want to put that on, snug it down, but you don't want to over tighten it because you're just pulling plastic down. You don't want to get too aggressive and risk cracking anything or getting a kink like in your rubber and having it leak. So we're gonna go ahead, tighten these bolts down. Okay, so like I was saying, if you're lucky, everything works the same on the old one and on the new one, in which case you got this whole assembly here, which is already bolted into place, and then you got the lock ring, and it looks like everything's gonna work okay. You got this big rubber O-ring, it's already mounted on the garbage disposal. That mates up in here, hopefully. I think it's the right size. So we're gonna go ahead, get up in here. Yep. All right, that's gonna work. So we're getting off lucky here. You want to make sure that your drain pipe is going to line up properly. Okay, so you get the lock ring started, and then you want to make sure that your drain is going to line up properly before you tighten it down all the way. A good way to tighten this up is to put a screwdriver in and just kind of rotate it around. And I'm not going to tighten it all the way up yet until I get my drain connected because I want to make sure I've still got a little bit of flexibility here and movement available. Alright, so let's go ahead and hook up the P-trap. Okay, we're going to slide out. We got a tapered O-ring here. So that's gonna fit, you want it to fit inside here real nice. So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna put our lock ring on first, and then our O-ring, tapered O-ring. It's a good idea to use a little bit of this pipe thread sealant. It helps to lubricate the threads and it helps to seal things up. So a little bit goes a long way. But just put a little bit of this stuff on the threads. Kind of spread it around. It helps thread stuff on, and then it also helps to seal up. All right, got our threads all lubed up. Some vice grips. Just gonna go in here, slide that up there. It's a good idea when you're tightening anything, not just on plumbing, but any kind of work on a car or anything, to always get all your connections started before you tighten everything down. Give yourself a little bit of play to make sure that everything's going to line up properly. Okay, this time that threaded right on, so that's a different kind of P-trap is what the problem was. Okay, we've got them both threaded on there now. So with them both being threaded on, we're going to want to make sure and turn our garbage disposal to exactly where we want it, where we think we have the best fit, and then go ahead and lock that lock ring into place. So you can do that, stick a screwdriver in here and just push it. And it should bottom out when it gets as far as it can go. So, all right, that's nice and secure now. So I got that secure, and I'm going to tighten down my nuts. That one tight. Okay, got both sides of that tight. Plug in the garbage disposal. Got the lock ring tight, got the nuts tight. Now we'll move over to this other side. This side should go easier. In this case, I'm replacing the down tube. It was pretty nasty looking, and I had the wrong kind of gasket on it. So I'm going to go ahead and replace it and put a proper one on. So down here, we're going to put a new O-ring on. And this goes up here. This gets a little step 90-degree gasket. Fits in there just like so. Got a little 90-degree gasket, fits in there. Now I do know when I mock this up, this fits inside here like this. And it uses a tapered gasket. But I know from mocking it up earlier that my down tube, it's too long. So I need to cut off about 2.5 inches. So cut it somewhere right in here. And a good tool for that would just be a hacksaw. It should just cut right through this plastic tubing. Okay, we got that. So this side's going a lot easier. We got our step gasket, got lock ring, got a tapered gasket. We already put our O-ring on the other side. Oh, actually we need 2 nuts. We need 1 nut to go upward, and then we need another nut to go downward with the tapered gasket. We've already got the bottom started, and we've got the O-ring in place already, and we already got our thread sealant already in place. Gaskets everywhere. Let's go ahead and slide that down in there and rotate it over. You want to make sure that your gasket is going to be butted up against there. And we're just going to tighten all this up. Okay, everything's tightened up. Gonna go ahead, turn on the sink, see if we got any leaks. Okay, running the right side first. Not observing any leaks. Flip it over to the left side. Not seeing any leaks. Let's see if our garbage disposal works. Garbage disposal works great. Again, not seeing any leaks down here. So, it looks like this was a successful job on the first try. So, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed another episode of Dad Tips. And I hope this ever helps you if you need to do a little bit of drain work or install a new garbage disposal. Thanks a lot. Hope you're having a great weekend. Give us a like, comment, subscribe. Sure appreciate it. Bye.